Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We're playing in the Incursion League as a solo self-found hardcore trapper. Still a shadow for now. It's gonna be a while before we do all the trials and become a proper Saboteur. But in spirit we're already a Saboteur. Or something along those lines. We find ourselves in the Vaal ruins. And one more incursion is separating us from a temple run. Which, no, in the Vaal ruins doing a temple run seems kind of poetic. So that will be fun. Wait, stop stalking me. In between episodes, I had a quick look at some of my my gear. And I replaced one of my rings, which had 30 fire resistance and some minor FXs, with this one. It has fire and lightning resistance, as well as +3 to all resists. And that helps me round out my lightning resistance a little bit. So now all resists are above 50, whereas now fire resistance used to be over 100. Now it's only over 90. So sacrifice a little bit to gain some in another place. It definitely is worth it. So, and I hope that is gonna make me a little bit more resilient for bosses or enemies in general that do other kinds of damage. Okay, let's just stack the traps. Oh, worked out rather well, nearly killed you. Aha! So I made some changes to the sound effects for my loot filter for some of the things. Just experimenting with it, seeing if I like it or not. Just at least give some different sound effects to different kinds of items. So we'll see. If I like it, I'll keep it, and if not, I'll just revert it back to what it was. But the sounds might be a little different this episode than you normally hear them. Okay, there we go. In the background, I'm not quite sure how good it comes through, but neighbors are doing some reconstruction, so there is some banging of hammers. If in the final recording it does come through clearly, I do apologize for that. But there's not much you can do about noisy neighbors. There's always going to be something. There we go. And there is a alpha, and there's also the stone thingamabob. You know what? I'm gonna skip the alpha in the back there. I'm just gonna go out and head to the waypoint. Then at least now we'll have done this one. Who defeated the roaming bandits? And we're now in a post-Vaal stone world. That's also kind of cool. It's all purple and dangerous. I still have the impulse to just want to throw a trap at the thing, even though traps are no longer a thing, of course. Oh, hello there. Oh. What's that? Drift tickets. Yeah, we don't go in there. There's no point. Simply no point. Let's see, what's my... Oh, still got plenty of space in my inventory. Rallying cry... Sure. Alright, pick that one up. I think I just found it and just wanted to do something with it. Rallying cry, if you use it, you get some mana regen. You also get some damage increase, and it's a global damage increase. So it also applies to your traps, which is a funny thing. Hello everybody. Even more everybody's, and let's spend some points. So what were we up to? Ah, yes, we were over here, and we're gonna on our way to the trapper wheel. Just boosting a damage even further. Celestata. And okay, lots of peopleses and non-peopleses. And still more spiders that I just want to try and capture. It's gonna be a while before I get bestiary out of my system, I think. Well, habits that form are difficult to unlearn. So I'm wondering, where the heck are those bandits hiding? Or is it just gonna be one pack of bandits all the way at the end or something? And of course, still looking for Alpha. This is the Groost thing. We will be sacrificing a amulet in Groost's name. In Act 7? I think it's 7. I was mixing up. We have an Alpha Valai, and there we are, devoted bandits. Nice. So, there's that. And Alpha.
Ah, there you are. Ready to revisit the past?
Okay, Catalyst of Corruption.
The more you change my map, and
This
the
is-
closer we get to finding the temple in the present day.
This is very annoying,
Where you're going.
because we have no way to get to the apex. That effectively that means that there's no point in doing the temple, is there? Because going for the boss fights and getting those really nice items is almost the entire point of it. Hatchery. And, okay, so let's just upgrade it to the Locus of Corruption then. So we need to be in the top. Also, stop trying to murder me, you silly spiders. So, kill the top one, upgrade the temple. There we go. A Stone of Passage. Oh wait, you are the real deal. Yeah, yay, killed you.
Confusing.
I think I got a second. Okay. So let's do some quick town stopping.
Nothing
Oh
like
no,
this.
Kussi is angry. I caused the darkness.
Return. If you
Got some items out of this. Oh yes, we picked up an essence. And yeah, that one. So got 6 chromatics again. At some point I'll have to try again for the scepter, see if I can make something useful out of it. Because last episode I did some chrome rolling to see if I could fix the colors a little bit. Turns out I wanted blue, green, green on this. I put the numbers into Furici Calc, and turns out that if you're just rolling it with chromes, you're gonna need on average 60 chromes. I spent about 20, so on average there's still gonna be another 40 or so that need to sink into. Well, on average, 1 after out of those 60 is gonna get the results I want. If I were to use Furici, which I don't have yet, then the 1 green recipe would be the most chromatic efficient one for getting green, green, blue. But that would still cost me, that's 4 chromes each, and you need about 10 or 11 rolls on average to get it, so that's still 40 or so chromes. So yeah, I'll save up a little bit and then try again. For now though, we're just gonna run with a little bit of an underpowered one.
The influence of his corruption continues to build. But you already knew that, right?
So,
The location
Altar
of
of
the temple is now
Corruption.
clear.
I think we can
Make
actually
sure it's
corrupt
not
items in there, hence the
Let me
name.
know when you're ready and we can go.
got a museum of artifacts, so full of items. We get a factory, which just increases item yield. It by itself, it's not really all that exciting. Department of Thaumaturgy, that's helpful. Chest full of gems. Got chest full of armor in the workshop. And we get tempests. Okay.
I did it.
Sure. Let's do this. Ah, yeah, of course. Then. Ah, cool. So it's a level 20 area now. Negative 10 max resists. Monsters have more life, more damage. The unique boss, or unique bosses, I suppose, will have increased life, but we're not gonna face the Omnitect, so that's not an issue. And non-unique monsters regenerate 4% of their maximum life per second. Interesting. That's from the Pool of Restoration. That's pretty cool. So enemies will definitely be tougher.
No wonder it's lost. It's in the middle of the jungle.
Thing
Shouldn't be
is,
too far from here, though.
we kill things in 1 or 2 hits. Oh yeah, there's poison stuff all over the place. No, we kill things in 1 or 2 hits. So there's not really too much of an issue with the regen, unless maybe we encounter some particularly strong rares. So I don't think there's going to be too much of an issue. Okay, that was that, and then the way forward lies here. So from the looks of it, every act or so will have one of these temple runs. It's gonna be frequent enough that you get some good experience running them. And hopefully get some good experience just getting faster at running them. Okay. So we're at the entrance, let's go left to the Locus of Corruption. Having decent resistances here, capped at 65 right now, is helpful, better than the previous run I suspect. So we'll be a little bit tankier. I've already heard that, especially in the maps version, really be careful of chaos damage. Apparently that's a thing there. So this might be the one league where getting chaos resistance is actually helpful. Oh yeah, of course, we'll still face down a bunch of dudes, bosses, what you gonna call it. These things look pretty cool though. The Vaal phantasms. We're still in the room, right? No, this is just the entrance. What? Ah, yeah, of course, this was the entrance, but this is the actual entrance. And not to be confused with the actual entrance, it's the actual entrance. Okay, decent chunk of damage. Let's just throw in my life leech trap.
Feels wrong.
Wrong. It's a Vaal thing. You say it feels wrong.
Confusing.
Not to be judgmental, but isn't that the entire point? Is that a boss? Oh, wait, that's of course Altar of Corruption. Yes. Locus of Corruption. Corruption Altar and Pakwate, Architect of Corruption. Here, have yourself some. Oh, that is way too purple for my liking. Oh, purple equating chaos usually. Well, my resists are nicely at 0 rather than negative, because I haven't faced down a Kitava yet. Potentially corrupts an item, modifying it drastically and unpredictably. The item may be destroyed. Ah, this is the double corruption thing. Let's see, is there anything fun that we could sacrifice? Could I do without Karubi board? Let's just double check. Could I do without it? Yeah, no, nothing gets unequipped. Though on the other hand, the dex is pretty nice. Oh, aha, this is just a resistance ring. It's helpful to resists, but it's just a resistance ring. And the bonus to mana, we got a lot of mana, so we could have some fun with it. It just got rerolled. So I lost a little bit of cold resist in the process. Well, for science, right? We do this for science. At least that's always what I've heard, that vaaling things is cold. You do it for science. Those circle things, they are subtle. So we did this one. Let's have a look. What's the next fun room? Sparring room. So that's the top right exit. That is gonna be over here. Okay. Hey, step knights. Those will be helpful. Step knight flask on a build that has high evasion. Well, 100% increased evasion is definitely welcome. Getting some more survivability will also be helpful. Something dropped. Yep, a transmit. But now I know that's just a low-level currency drop, rather than also confusing it for other helpful items. Let's see, just drop some bad traps on your head. Overhauls. And these are just regular item drops, right? There's no... They have a chance to be corrupted. Note to self, let's not get hit by very large enemies. There's a door there. I think I opened up the door, and of course now all hell is coming through. Let's see if we can open up some more of those storage vaults. Hey, you are an architect. You are no longer alive. And I think we're kind of full on items. Yeah, that's gonna be a drain on scrolls. Oh, people mentioned you can get Alpha Valai into your hideout. So if you have a hideout, I unfortunately don't, but if you have a hideout, then you can invite her to it. And then you no longer need portals to get back to town, since you're already in your hideout. That's gonna save you quite a bit in just unloading item drops. Get rid of everything. And then just stash the flasks. And we go back. We go back. Wait, what? Okay, sure. So this was only a level 1 version of the sparring room, so that's why we only got one collection of the vaults. I suspect if we increase it, then you get more of these, or maybe you get better drops from them. Either way, let's move over to the Museum of Artifacts, which is just going to be to the left-hand side. Yeah, because this is closed, and this would lead to the Armorer's Workshop, since this is the top one.
What a pack rat. These relics will fetch a pretty penny back home.
A pretty penny. Really like the after images as well. I wonder, if you're playing a Spectre build, how many of these monsters here could be turned into Spectres? And there we go. Thaumaturgy vessel. Oh, wow. A superior dual strike, which could be a valified. A superior volley. Superior unbound elements. Superior ice nova, and a superior Vaal lightning strike. So that's 8% quality. Oh, interesting detail. The quality is only listed in the top one. But if you look over at the bottom side, it does say it has 8% increased lightning damage, which I think is just from as a side effect from the quality. So the quality is listed at the top, but it applies to both because it's the same gem. So that's not an easy thing to potentially overlook. I don't think we've seen the architect yet, so we do have to be careful. Ceremonial adornments. That's a jewelry box. Oh, there's stuff down there that I haven't seen. Is there a door here? Yeah. War regalia. Oh, you look like a Vaal dude. Dude. I don't know. It's difficult to see what exactly they are. A Vaal person. Inventory Tetris, the most fun minigame in action RPGs. Let's see, go. Yeah, this is more efficient in terms of space. Also, Painted Buckler is a upgrade in terms of base item. It's not corrupted. Also doesn't have resists, since this one has 25 resists and a bit of dex. This one has more movement speed and a bit of block. And only 11 resists. Now this one has fire resist, which is something we can sacrifice. Great. Ta-da. We are now faster. Yeah. So what's my listed speed right now? 25%. Stack all the things. Okay. Empty pockets.
What?
Ghosty boy. Yeah, let's do some identification this round. I'm still at the stage where I can use both alterations and transmutes. So there's sometimes identifying things, sometimes not identifying things. Gives a decent mix of both stats. Let's see, this is a competitor for the shield we just equipped. It has less stats, it has some life, but it does have no resists. And I think resists at this point are better. Also flat evasion better than the percentage evasion for shields with very low base evasion. So there's that. No, the spell damage, well, we're not gonna change weapons for quite a while, I suspect. Let's see, amulets, there's some resists on here. Might as well just put that one aside. Ooh, that is not a bad base item. It's a decent chunk of life on there.
If you must.
So we'll just put it in with all the other items that are listed under the header of could potentially maybe be interesting. Let's see, volley, double strike, don't use those. Unbound ailments. Increase duration of ailments, so that increases chill, freeze, shock duration. 20% increased effect of non-damaging ailments. Again, that is for chill, freeze and shock. And 20% more damage with ailments is for poison and for ignite. So this is definitely a helpful one. Another side effect of increasing the duration of ailments or the effect of ailments is that it is easier to make certain kinds of ailments stick. For example, for freezing and for chilling, you need to hit a certain percentage of monster life in order to make it work. So these, the effectiveness or the duration helps you achieve that, so it becomes easier to apply the debuff. Ancient Horde. Ah, that's actually a good... Ooh. Got some essences out of that one. More Ancient Hordes. Actually, they are just poisonous loot chest. Cool. Okay, yep, we still have the upper corridor to double check. And then we can move on to the next room.
An orb of
sorry.
immense power.
And quarter blades. I think we can shuffle this. We can shuffle this. Doop, 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 doop. Ta-da! Maximum efficiency.
What?
What? Ghosty boy. You know what? I'm low on ID scrolls. I'll actually just only ID the items that are potentially maybe helpful. Everything else just goes out of the window. It's just flat damage. If it were spell damage, then it could maybe be helpful. Yeah.
Going?
Getting a bunch of essences is very, very helpful for not just crafting low-level items. Because keep in mind, an essence is effectively an orb of alchemy, though they have the level restriction on them, so they can't brawl properties that have a higher level. So ideally, this one you want to use before level 45 or at level 45 at the best. Well, item level, that is, to make the most out of it. And you potentially use them to steer the drops into a useful direction. So there's 2 more return portals after this. So that's plenty. And yeah. So where are we gonna go next? Tempest Generator. That doesn't do anything. Well, it does have a boss, so we can go there. It has an architect. Do. Just throw all the traps all the place. Ooh, Arc's going up in level. 283 becomes 331. So that's nearly 50 extra points of damage on average. And then more damage. 347. So in the span of leveling up there, I gained 20%, 25% damage from 280 to 350. Yeah, that's about a quarter extra damage. For single target damage, Arc isn't actually that bad. Especially if you consider we don't have any damage support attached to it, with the exception of... No, there's no damage bonus on the trap support actually, it's just throwing speed that we get from it. Okay, I don't think I'd like to be tanking that one very much. Yeah, so this is where the exit would be, but we can't go there. That is very unfortunate. Pools of Restoration, that's another place that just has an architect. Hello, architect, where are you? Oh, Summoner's Rising, zombies. And oh, an architect. So bad traps, Vaal traps. That was explosive. Branding cry. I'm not actually using it all that efficiently. No. Whole thing with the war cries is, of course, you don't really want to be attracting all the attention. Though this is not a minion build, so I will be attracting the attention anyway. Okay. Oh. Another group of enemies. Let's just double check. Yeah, so the bottom right, so that's going to be the top one there that gets us to the department of thaumaturgy. Chest full of gems. Maybe those gems will be helpful. Okay. Slow you, chill you, leech out your life. Hey, heavy belt, no. Didn't miss any things, right? No, it's here. Just Vaal you regularly, arc you, and then you are gone. Thaumaturgy vessel. Superior Vaal Ice Nova. We get a superior trap support. 5% increased trap support. That's pretty darn nice. Life on hit and controlled destruction. Controlled destruction, definitely a helpful support for Arc. Since you can't get your crit chance below minimum crit chance anyway. Oh, this is actually quite funny because the trap support leveling it up only increases your increased trap throwing speed, and quality does the exact same thing, but it's more efficient in this case, since every 2 quality gets you 1%, and here it looks like every 2 levels also get you 1%. So if I just do a drop in replace, and ta-da, suddenly we have a slightly faster trap throwing speed. And then we don't care about the old one. Do it like that. I'm just gonna not pick up the very large items. Okay, hello there. Ooh, look at that. 3% extra trap throwing speed. That's really not noticeable. But all the little bits, they help. Even if you might not consciously notice them. Oh, they do their thing, they help. Thaumaturgy, superior blight. It's not a Vaal blight. Multiple traps and minion life. There we go. That was not a very large room. Only 2 Vaal vessels, it seems. Okay. And oh, one more blue enemy. Come on. There we go. Oh, factory and a armorer's workshop. So go to the left, we go back, and then we go down. Which actually, yeah, there's an architect there. That makes it worth going to. So the left is this way. Here, architect, architect, architect. Where are you? So, I think next week there's going to be a patch that does some bug fixes. Guard fault. Oh yeah, that's just the armor chest thing. So next week there's going to be a patch with some bug fixes. One of the things that was listed for Arc is that it will also be able to target things that you don't have line of sight to. So currently Arc only arcs to things that you have line of sight to. But on an Arc trap, of course, that's not always going to be a relevant thing. So no, potentially that's a bit of a power improvement for our build. Let's see, base stats, decent. The other one has a little bit of resists, a bit of life. Yeah, it's not all that much of an improvement. And we lose a socket, so boohies. Let's see, we get rid of the flask, and then get rid of all the gems. Multiple traps, we're not quite using it. 8% increased trap trigger area of effect from 8% quality. You know what, I'll just level that one. If I decide to put it in somewhere, I'll at least have one with quality. Okay, and then... Hello there, architect. Goodbye, architect. Architect of Iron, we hadn't defeated you yet. Okay. And I suspect that this room will also not yield all that many items because it was only a level 1 version, indeed. Okay. So I can go back right here. And then we need to get to the top one, since that goes to the bottom right. And then we go into the last room. Oh no, second last. We also have the poison room connected.
Exile. This is elaborate.
Okay, what was this room again? Oh, the factory, yeah. So all we have here is an architect. And there we go. So for the trap sequence, that seemed to be okay. No, throw a bad trap first, then a Vaal trap, another bad trap, and then a bunch of arc traps, just to stack both the bad trap and the Vaal arc, the bonus damage. Well, I probably should just go for bad trap, Vaal trap, and then arc trap. Definitely looks very fancy, the place with some of the spinning things in the background. Ah, I don't spin around myself. Definitely appreciating the siphoning trap for the life sustain properties, as well as just chilling enemies and thereby generally slowing them down. should be an architect in this poison room, and there you are. Yeah, so Siphon, Bear. I think I wanted to do the Vaal Arc, but for some reason I didn't throw it or it didn't stick. And then follow up with some regular arcs. Let's see, if we throw out the mallet, then we can pick up the smaller items. And then I think we did a pretty good job of just attaching all the rooms we could get to. So let's get out. So yeah, the fact that you don't have any control over which rooms you get slightly makes this into a bit of a RNG bullshit kind of situation that can just feel wrong.
Hello.
I mean, not being able to do the boss of the encounter because you didn't roll a connection to it, that would be annoying. Would be nice if, for example, for the very last one, you could go to one room of your choice. No, just maybe to fix things up. Is there anything in here? This one has 3 sockets, so it is worth grabbing. Oh, jewelry is always useful. Gloves, maybe. And caster daggers are a thing. So I still had one very large sword in there. Let's have a quick look. Bit of life, bit of resists. That's not a bad base. It's not cold resist on there, but there's lightning, so that's both helpful. Life is generally just about as much as the old one. More evasion, that's very helpful. That would not be a bad one to upgrade into. Bit of life on here, bit of resists. A lot of other stats that are just rubbish. This one doesn't really have all that many resists, so potentially that's just an upgrade. Ooh, careless. But everything else is just rubbish. 8 to 18 cold damage to spells. This one was 17 to 33, so that's actually quite a difference. +1 level to cold gems. Bit of life, bit of mana, not as much mana as this one. And no other redeemable stats.
Going.
Still gained a decent chunk of currency from this one. That's very, very helpful. Heralds, that's just all optional stuff. And the blind is just for fun, so I can actually just drop this in. Put the herald back, put clarity back. And then blind support. No, it's nice thing about blind support, it doesn't increase the cost. So whatever it hits, it hits. That's just, especially early on, if you just got some spare sockets, might as well attach it to something. Let's see. So in general, better for our resists, fire and cold. And this one also has life, which this one doesn't. So there's that. Oh, let's stack that one up. Okay, let's continue. So now we have the caverns to do. I figured, no, might as well just completely wrap this up. Ooh, may you slay the cultist, the bemuff cultists. I moved some gems around, so I had to recast my clarity aura. Actually, do we have a new layout already? Yes, we do. Hey, splinter research, that's for breach splinters. Ooh, sacrifice a unique, jeweler, lightning, corruption, fun stuff. Fun stuff. Hey, Kuro. Hello. Goodbye. So it's a relatively large area. We got the caverns up here, and after that, of course, you still got the part inside of the pyramid that also counts as caverns. So prophecies appearing here. There's a lot of space where those Bomef cultists can appear. Oh, you will keep stalking me unless I murder you. Solved that. Dead end, and then there's just my way forward. So just making sure that I'm reasonably thorough here in the caverns part of it means that later on I won't have to backtrack to get those Bomef cultists. Hey, look at that. Bomef cultists. Okay, and then Grand Mana Flasks are not too darn bad. Grand Life Flasks, hey, is that that's the new tier. That is the new tier. Helpful. So, we do that, and that is 200 mana. Yeah. It feels like it's been quite a while since I actually had to use Mana Flasks, but of course I do have my Mana Gloves for that. So at least see if we can find the Alpha here. That's also going to be a fun thing in a relatively large and scattered area like this that has some efficient pathing that skips most of the area. Because most of the time you just have to cross over diagonally in the area to get to where you need to be. Oh, look at that, a ghosty. Yeah, Bad Trap, it works on ghosts as well, apparently.
Orb of alchemy.
Oh, there's a door in the back. And an exit. Okay. Hey, look at that. Alpha's next to it. That is very helpful. Just in time. You're a time traveler. You're always just in time. Okay. Next.
We found the temple. Here's the plan.
Jewelers. Connect it back to the bottom and to the top. Bottom first, since that's the direction we're coming from. Jewelry forge or a guardhouse. Oh, wait, we already have the jewelry, might as well just upgrade it. So go to the top, connect it to, well, either of the bottom ones, doesn't really matter. And then the other one if lucky. Okay, so we just start at the top and we just go.
Let's go.
Okay, ooh, look at that. So Herald of Thunder triggering is helpful. Though theory is you shouldn't be able to trigger it with your traps. So it's most likely the Flame Dash that actually sets it off. So enemies get shocked from the traps, then Flame Dash does the final blow, therefore a Herald of Thunder triggers. Ooh. Yeah, killed most of the enemies in here,
Good job,
but didn't
Exile.
get a second stun.
As Karpa's rival
So,
is dead.
nice. So we unlocked the cloister and the forge, which is nice.
I cannot wait to find.
Okay, 8 Grand Mana. We've been using those, might as well. Ooh, freeze and chill removal. Sure, why not? Having 2 flasks that do it is better than having just a 1 flask that does it. Also, wrapping that one up means we can go into the temple itself. Sightseeing points in the temple, of course, 1 Alva Vaal, and then the boss dudes. Oh, and a level up. Helpful. So which direction do I want to go to? So this is damage and speed, trap speed, and this is just pure damage. Here we get elemental penetration, which is helpful, especially against bosses. Also some trap area, trigger area of effect, which is helpful. This is traps can't be damaged 5 seconds after being thrown, so effectively, with most of them only having a 4-second duration, it means they can't be damaged ever. So we'll go bottom first, to get to those high explosives. Okay, so diagonal crossover, and this is not a way forward, unfortunately. So we track around. So it is possible that we will miss out on the Alva Vaal in the pyramid itself here. And that's going to be okay. I don't really want to do a full clear of every one of these 4 areas that it has potentially to know, find her for sure. Might as well just wait until Act 3. Also, this episode has been going on for long enough. We did do a full temple run after all. Well, full temple run minus a boss fight. So, getting to defeat the Vaal Oversoul is sort of going to be a pity price. Because it is also a Vaal boss. But in Omnitect it is not. Ooh, look at that. Alpha next to a door. If this is intentional, then it is very smart level design.
There you are, ready to revisit the past.
Okay, so this one is not connected to anything.
You change my map, and the closer we get to finding the temple in the present day. Have a look at where you're going.
Interesting choices here. So any of these surrounding areas, once we get it, it's going to be good. So connecting into the Splinter Lab could be risk. But if we get any of these surrounding ones and we just manage to connect one of them, then that's going to be a win. Other way of looking at it, I don't really care too much about the Poison Garden itself. Oh, we can change it to a Trap Workshop. Or see if we can just upgrade it and maybe hit it another 3rd time. That's a different way of looking at it. Adds traps throughout the temple. Doesn't sound too bad. Let's try and get the upgraded poison here. And let's see if we can just connect it back to one of the ones we already have. So at least we add it to the mix. Then we can access it and then we can build upon it in further ones. So yeah, any of the ones near the bottom are good.
Time to go.
There we go. And again managed to set off some good stuff. Connect this one back, great. There's no packs there are packs here. Five seconds. Down!
Good job.
So close, so close.
Sounds like plants are growing out of control.
Okay. Yeah, need to be faster. Need to be even faster. Then we can do it. So we'll empty our pockets.
What do you want?
What you want? Hey, look at that. 4 sockets. That's not something that should be possible yet. Well, maybe there was a enemies drop stuff with 1 extra socket kind of deal. Since item level is 21 and you can't get 4 sockets until level 25. Interesting. Or are the enemies my level and do the items drop with a downgraded item level or something along those lines? I know that there's something funky going on because this should not be possible. But I'm not complaining, not complaining. Oh, now the choice, of course, do I go for the item or and get myself a 4 link out of it, potentially? Because that would be half an act early. Yeah, I think I'll just keep it. Sell all the other things. Okay, then we have some flasks to stash. And that was lower life, iron will. We're not pretty strength based. Yeah, since the resist on there are not the highest in the world, it is a lower tier. This would be just a stopgap item. But potentially it could be a damage upgrade. Let's experiment with this. Herald of Thunder, we can put you back. So in town without Herald, 344. If we then move the trap and arc over, it goes down to 291. So since we lose the +1 level on arc, but we do gain access to a blue link. And on weapon switch I have my lightning. And now we have similar damage. And oh yeah, the thing I was gonna be interested in. Yes, because we have some fuses. And this is... oh, yeah. Let's just blow 20 of these things. And then see if we can fuse some. And there we are. We have that, and we have that. So 340. And then we had a trap support, trap and mine damage support, which takes us to 450. That's a lot of extra damage. Alternative would be multiple traps. Then you throw multiple traps, and if they trigger, you get additional arcs chaining about, and therefore doing damage. So it's a quantity versus quality kind of approach. And I can actually put clarity back here, and then we put this one in old. So nice damage bonus from getting a 4 link. So that solves a thing or two. Then if we re-enable the auras, we go even further, 483. Up from just under 350. And we are near to the next area. So once again, Arc should be one-shotting most things. Oh, the door is actually over here. And then we find ourselves a pyramid apex. Hello. Doop, 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 doop. Since traps expire rather quickly, there's no real point just yet in pre-placing traps. Okay, let's throw a bat trap. Can I throw a bat trap? Look at that, never got a chance to disappear. Oh, look, wild leather.
I like darkness as much as the next assassin, but that was overdoing it.
So that was Vaal Oversoul. never really got the chance to disappear. I think this is my fastest Oversoul kill ever. Okay.
It's so good to be back in the city.
So, the one area in Act 3 where it is still not trivial to get yourself 4-socketed items. It's item level, monster levels 23, so rares and uniques here, they drop item level 25, which can get 4 sockets. But all the other areas, they're a higher level, so it becomes even easier. Let's see, Essence of Woe. Let's just put down some traps here. Aw, you died. Scrolls. I can always do with some more scrolls. Alpha, let's go Clarissa first. Guard Captain, Vaal, Trap. Okay, you untie yourself, please. Hello. Yes, I will look for Tolman for you. But first, let's go back to the past.
There you are. Ready to
Future,
revisit the past?
present, something.
The more you kill,
Okay.
the more you change.
Top left is the only one unlocked.
Finding the temple in the present day.
Tempest
Let's
generator,
look at the layout.
flame workshop. I think I'll just go for the Tempest generator. I've so far found the Tempest to actually be pretty darn decent. So let's start by heading to slightly to the bottom right and then just go counterclockwise. Then we will encounter that one.
It's time.
Ooh, look at that. There's an architect in here somewhere. You are an architect. Okay, there's a passage. That actually does indicate that this one is the one that is still locked, so that is good. Right. Oh. I killed you all. 1 second remaining.
Good
I think that's 95% kill rate.
Tempestuous character, Topatante.
So, now we got a Tempest. And and no, we didn't get any 4-socketed items out of that one. Okay. So, Alpha done, Clarissa freed. That means we can now just walk into town. And then call this one an end. Yes, there we go. So, Act 3 reached. This is where the fun stuff happens. This is where paying a little bit of attention to items becomes a thing, even though due to doing all the incursions, had to pay more attention to persist and gearing a little bit earlier. Well, Act 5 or Act 3 is where all the 4-socketed items will come into play. So I hope that by the end of the act, at least all my helmet, my gloves, my boots will all have 4 links. Might have to stretch that a little bit into Act 4 as well to get all of them. But it would be nice because that way now we can just slowly start rolling into like final some skill setups, things like that. Not having to recolor the scepter for my specific trap setup because we already have a 4-link, pretty darn helpful. So I'm very happy that this one dropped, even though it still doesn't make sense to me. But hey, never really complain too much about the happy things you got. For now though, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you again next episode. Bye bye.